Hello, I'm Dr. Chad Lavender from Marshall University, and today we'll be performing a QuadLink ACL reconstruction. It'll be highlighted by the use of the InternalBrace technique and the BioACL technique. This technique was created to improve patient biology as well as their function after ACL reconstruction. In our recent clinical trial, we followed patients for 2 years after a standard ACL quad reconstruction versus the BioACL. The BioACL patients had improved early range of motion, their limb symmetry at 12 weeks was improved, and also at up to 2 years, the KOOS quality of life scores were improved. Most importantly, patients were found to have reduced tunnel widening of the tibia and the femur at 6 months out. Okay, so we're going to show you the first step is the bone marrow aspiration, which what we'll do is take and harvest about 60 cc's of bone marrow aspiration, which we will then place into the Arthrex Angel system that will yield us around 5 cc's of bone marrow concentrate. And so the first thing to remember is that this part of the procedure is done before the tourniquet is up. I like the tourniquet down and I do it in full extension. And we like to make sure that we mark off this second mark. And that's 3 centimeters or 30 millimeters, and that's the depth that I want to go. So what we'll do is about a finger's breadth across from the tibial tubercle, close to Gertie's, we'll go into the tibia with a slight direction 10 degrees or so proximal. Once we see our mark, we're going to remove our inner trocar, and we're going to attach a 30 cc syringe which has ACDA, and we will pull in about 5 millimeter increments, locking each time as we go. So here we have our second 30 cc syringe full bone marrow aspiration. So that gives us 60 cc's of bone marrow aspiration, which now will be placed in the Arthrex Angel system for concentration. Okay, so as you can see here, now we've found our appropriate tunnel location for the femur. And the femoral tunnel is about to be retrograde drilled with the flip cutter 3 inserted. So this is a great time for us to start collecting autograft bone with our graft net, which we have attached. So we'll go ahead and get started on our retrograde reaming the femoral tunnel. And as you'll see, we'll collect graft net at the same step. So we'll withdraw the flip cutter 3. And we have a fiber snare which we will use through the tunnel, and we'll bring that fiber snare out of the lateral side of the joint. So we've already retrograde reamed our femoral tunnel, and we're happy with our tibial tunnel location, and we're now going to retrograde ream the tibia, and then we'll come in with a shaver that's attached with a graft net and collect autologous bone graft. So this bone is giving us autologous cells, which we're going to mix into our composite graft in the next step. Okay, and so now we're ready to create our composite graft mixture. And you'll see on the left-hand side, you have the BMC. We have 3 cc's of BMC liquid that we will titrate into our solid mixture. In the center, we have our Allosync Pure, and that's 5 cc's. And then we have our autograft bone, which was collected with the graft net. So the first step is we'll take 1 pinch or about 1 cc of the autograft bone and place that into our Allosync Pure jar, like that. And then we will titrate the BMC into the Allosync Pure autograft bone mixture. So we're going to titrate our liquid into the autograft mixture with the Allosync Pure, and I'll do generally 1 to 2 cc's like that. Then we'll just take a freer and we'll mix this up, and that's perfect. That's the way I like to see it. So you'll see it, it's almost like a dough that you're mixing. That's the consistency it should be at this point. And we're going to mix that together, and it's good if it's clumping like that, because I'm going to show you why you want it to be clumping up here in a second when we go to our next step. All right, so what you're not seeing is that it's runny, right? So it's solid enough now, and now I'm going to start kneading it, just like you would dough against the side of the jar, and already you can see that that's pretty solid. Okay, that's maintaining some shape. I love the collar consistency. If you feel like it's a little too liquid, you can always take a lap sponge in this step and dab it to make it slightly less liquefied. In this case here, I don't think we need to do that too much because it's already maintained its shape, and you can see that it's sticking to the side of the jar. And so many will ask the consistency of this, and it should be a solid consistency because I can always liquefy it once we go into the cannula device, to the BioExpress delivery device. You can still liquefy it slightly and remix if you want. So I really like this, just liquid enough to pass, but solid enough to maintain its shape. Our QuadLink autograft has been prepared now on the back table. We're using a Tightrope 2 implant that includes the internal brace. This is a critical component to the BioACL procedure. The internal brace is a key component because it is shown in 2- and 5-year studies to lower re-tear rates across various graft options. And you can see here, it's already threaded through the button. And another important pearl I want to point out is that we elongate the femoral side of the Tightrope system, about 30 millimeters. And the reason for that is because we will place the button on the lateral cortex of the femur, and this allows the QuadLink autograft to be out of the way of the BioExpress delivery device while we're inserting the composite graft into the femoral tunnel. All right, so now we're going to flip our button on the outside cortex of the femur laterally. So you'll see we'll bring our tails in with the passing suture that we already have into the femur. Your internal brace needs to be coming distal, so you do not want to pass the internal brace out of the femur. That's an important pearl to this part of the procedure. Okay, so we're getting ready to flip our button on the lateral cortex of the femur. We've already passed our proximal sutures, and an important point is the internal brace is headed distally. It's not coming up through the femur. So we'll pass the button carefully up out of the femur, and I like to see the button come out like that, and then I'll carefully visualize the button going back down onto the femoral side, and then what we'll do is come in with X-ray, and you can see that's nice and snug, but we'll come in with X-ray at that point and identify that it's under the IT band and on the cortex of the femur. The other thing to point out here is that the graft is outside of the portal medially, because that's an important point, because we're going to come in with our BioExpress delivery device to deliver our composite graft from there. All right, so this is the view I want of the femoral tunnel when I'm passing the composite graft. And what you'll see is we're coming in the medial portal with the BioExpress delivery device. We go past the PCL. We're going to sneak right into that tunnel that's been made, and it should seat. And you can see that it's seated very well. So that shows me that I'm going to be able to really compress this graft. So typically I'll have someone hold the camera for me, and I take a picture at this point in the procedure, and then we will deliver the composite graft into the femur. And you can see, you occasionally will see some composite graft and material flow out. That's not a big issue whatsoever. The majority of our composite graft will go in, and you'll see that rush of fluid. That rush of fluid right there shows me that it's really starting to compress. So I'm going to gently remove the delivery device. At this point in the procedure, I want to point out 2 things. I get commonly asked, do you fill the entire tunnel? The answer to that is yes, as you can see. It really should look like you did not create the tunnel. The second question is, does the composite graft stay within the tunnel? And as you can see, we have fluid on, we don't turn the fluid off, and if you have the correct consistency, it will stay and remain in the tunnel. So now we're ready to pass our composite graft down into the tibia. You can see that all we have is a fiber snare passed through the tibia. The ACL graft has not been passed yet, and so the tunnel's wide open and ready for delivery of the composite graft. And we are passing the graft from the lateral portal, and I do this slowly and let that bank off of that medial edge of that tunnel down into that tunnel. And again, same thing as the femur. You do not see this graft going up into the knee joint. It's nice and compressing. And when we remove that, it should look like you barely created a tunnel. Here's a view of our tibial tunnel after our composite graft's been passed. All right, so now we're going to bring the femoral side of the graft up into the femur. And so you can see now we've already placed our femoral side of the graft up into the femoral tunnel. Very little, if any, composite graft came into the joint. It didn't obstruct our delivery of that graft. That's just not an issue. It's a very forgiving composite graft. Now we're ready to deliver our tibial side of the graft down through the tibia. As you can see here, we've got all the tails through the fiber snare, and it's going to create a nice leading tail of suture, which is very important so that you don't bottom the graft there. And those will be pulled down through the tibia, like so. Now we're going to carefully pull those remaining sutures down through the tibia, and then we'll tighten up that internal brace back there, and then we'll dunk our graft. Okay, so the final step of the procedure is to fix the ACL graft with our button on the tibia, and then we will also use a swivel lock or other method to fix your internal brace on the anterior medial cortex of the tibia. So here's a nice view of our ACL graft that's already been passed. Excellent tension. That's what we look for each time. As you can see, there's no composite graft throughout the knee. Everything compressed down into the bone, and very pleased with that overall ACL reconstruction. That's how you do the BioACL with the internal brace.